Hello everyone, this is Jacob Robledo here with Chapter 5, Exercise 13. And I was just wanting to show you a step-by-step process of how to solve this problem that will be appearing on your assignment for this week. And just to help you understand how to solve the periodic system. So let's get started here. So I pulled up the exercise from the book and just wanted to show you how it looks like. There are 4 companies abbreviated with letters. They only have certain categories that are not filled out. And the reading assignment, you would see a PowerPoint that would pull up certain categories to help you solve each and one of these sections that are missing. So what I did is to sum up everything was just to create a list of 4 items to help find the sums of each item. So for purchases, you subtract purchases from purchasers return allowance equals net purchases. Net purchases plus freight in equals cost good purchases. Beginning inventory plus cost purchases equals cost of good available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale minus ending inventory equals cost of goods sold. So just giving you those formulas to help you with this exercise here. So let's get started. First question here. So we're going to have this pulled up here. So the first section we want to solve is B. So right here we're looking at net purchases. We are missing net purchases. So going back to the formula, we do see that net purchases equals right here and here. So we got to look at the other options here. For purchases, we do have that available. And then for purchases return allowance, that is here available as well. So we can use this formula, which I already have pulled up here for purchases. Alright, so give me one moment to calculate that. So 1,500. Subtracting return allowance, which is 80, gives us 1,450. Or sorry, 1,420. That would be the answer to that one. So we got that first letter figured out. Now we need to figure out cost of goods purchased. Alright, cost of goods, then we're going to look over to cost of goods sold as well. So let me get that figured here. So let's copy and paste that. Now we're looking over for the cost of goods. So going back to the formula, which I already pulled down here. So net purchases plus freight in. Net purchases we don't have, but we just figured it out, which is 1,420. So 1,420 plus freight in. Freight in is of 130. Alright, and then equals, just seeing here, freight in equals cost of goods, which we are looking right now. So just add those two together. Should be equals of 1,550 total, which is the cost of goods. Now, I'm trying to figure out cost of goods sold, so we need to pull up a formula for that one. Cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold would be here, which would be the best one we can find. So let's copy that formula. Just keep in parentheses just to identify it. So cost of goods sold is missing, so what we gotta do is find the cost of goods available for sale, which we have here is 1,800. And then going towards ending inventory, which we do have there, is 310. So doing that together, subtracting minus 310 equals 1490 total. Okay. So we're kind of understanding how the problem goes here. So now we're looking for M. As we are seeing here, M is missing a D, which is purchase returns allowance, then freight in, and ending inventory. So we just get that pulled up here. So it looks like I already have those formulas pulled up on letter M location. So let me just space this out. Okay. So we forgot that one more is ending inventory. Which we can look back up here. Ending inventory be found on this section. So just copy paste that. We'll see how we figure that ending inventory. Okay. All right, so we're looking at purchases and allowance. So purchases we see here is 1,080. Subtracting purchases allowance purchase, which we don't have, but we do have net purchases, which is 1,040. So what we would probably do is, let's see. So we'd find the sum of these two. So subtracting, would it be adding if that's the case? So net purchases plus, or purchases plus, let's see, 140, 1,040. I don't think that'd be correct, so let me try that again. So it'd get us 40, which seems just about there. So subtracting net purchases from purchases, which we'd have to figure out what this is. So purchases is 1,080 minus the net purchases, which is 1,040, which equals 40 in general. Okay. Freight in would be missing here, so freight in is, let's see, freight in would be here. So we need to figure out net purchases, which we do have net purchases of 1,040. So 1,040 is available here. Now we would have to subtract the cost of good purchases, which we do have that available, so minus 1,350. Well, let's see. So would have to add it together, I'm assuming. To give us around 2,000. I believe that would be correct, 2,390. So back again to 10,040 plus goods purchase, which is 1,350, equals the freight in, which would be 2,390. So let me just help you clarify that here. So net purchases plus cost of goods equals freight in. Then ending inventory here. Seeing ending inventory appearing as missing. So cost of goods available for sale would be 1,350 again. And then subtracting that goods sold, cost of goods sold, which would be 12,030, which will end up with 120 in the end. So that would be 1,350 minus 1,230 equals 120 in the end. Just to simplify it here, cost of goods plus and cost of goods sold available cost of goods sold equals ending inventory. I believe it might be the opposite. My apologies. Subtract. No, addition. Sorry, plus. Give you 2,000. Let's make that plus sign. 2,580 would be it. Okay. Alright, so we just got 2 more to go. I'm going to just pause it right here just to save time. Okay, so I'm back again. So what we want to do is go back towards where we finished. I do apologize, it was this number to be corrected. I did leave it as a plus, but it was supposed to be subtracted. So that was supposed to be going for M for the ending inventory, which would be 120. So yeah, that should be correct then. So moving forward onto the next side. Let's see, yeah, 120 right there. So we're working on O section. So the O section here, we are looking at some categories which would be purchases, freight, and cost of goods available. I already got these set up just to help make it easier to understand what we're looking at. So we're missing purchases, so to figure out the formula, like I said before, the formulas we got here. So we pull down the one which is, let's see, so it's purchases purchases return allowance equals net purchases. So to figure out purchases, I had to switch these around. So in purchase return, I'm kind of debating between the two if it's, since purchase return is subtracting, I'm assuming it's a negative, but I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not. But I'm thinking it probably is. I'm kind of bad at math at this part, but what I did was purchase return allowance, which was $290 right here. So I'm assuming that we just add them together, if that works or not. I forgot exactly how that worked. It's either or adding these two together or not, but if we were to add them together, 7410 plus 290, you get 770. So it's 770, or if we were to keep it literal, purchases return allowances would be negative 290 minus purchases, or plus purchases, which would be, purchase return 7410. So putting those together, you would get either 7,120 or 7,700. I'll just double check that once we add up all of them together, because in the end they all should add up to be the same amount. Okay, so going down to the next part, which would be freight. That is freight missing. So what I did here is choose this formula with freight included and added these together. So to figure out freight, I had to subtract the 8,000 or 8,050, which is the cost of goods purchased. So I put this back here. So cost of goods purchased subtracting net purchase, which net purchase is over here. So 7,410. So that together subtract would give me 6,040 total. Okay, so that makes all that sense, 6,640 total, which would fill up that freight cost right there. Now moving on to the next section of cost of goods available for sale. We're missing that here on section O. So to figure that out, what I did was just follow the same formula, since it is the formula that locates the cost of goods for sale. So we just add beginning inventory, the beginning inventory is here, to the 8,050, which is cost of goods purchase, which would be 8,750 total for the cost of goods available. Now we're moving on to the last and final section here, this one would be a little challenging, since the first formula you're missing two items here. So cost of goods, the inventory is missing, and as well purchase return allowance, which is also missing, which you can see here. Then cost of goods purchase, which the first formula you only have one number available, which is beginning inventory. My apologies. It is the cost of goods available, which you have of it is the only one available. So we had to figure out what the cost of goods purchased and beginning inventory are. To do that, we have to go on to the next section to figure out what cost of goods purchased is. Sorry, my apologies. The purchase and allowance here. So we want to figure this one out so we can work on that later on. So what I did here is just to simplify it. I just put the purchases first, which we do have that available, 43,590, subtracting the net purchases, which net purchases we have right here. So 42,290. So that equals total allowance of 13,000. All right. So we're not done yet. We got 13,000 available. Now we're moving on to the next section, which we still need, which is cost of goods purchased. All right. So cost of goods purchased. So we have net purchases plus freight equals cost of goods purchased. We do have net right here, 42,290 plus 2,240, which is right here, freight in. So we just add those together, which is simple, which we get the cost of goods purchased, which is 44,530, which is cost of goods purchased. Now we can work on this formula here, since we haven't had the cost of goods purchased. So we're going to throw in that 49,530, which is right here, the cost of goods available, subtracting the total cost of goods, which is here, purchased, to 44,530. Subtract those together, which would equal 5,000 for beginning inventory, which would be right up there. Now, to calculate all these correctly, let us go and check out each and every one. Make sure we got the correct item number. So going back to letter B. So the missing one, so we're going to add them all together. So 250 plus 1,500 plus what we found was there, 80, and plus net purchase, which was 1,420 plus freight in 130 plus cost of goods purchase, which was 1,550 plus 1,800 plus 310, and finally would be the cost of goods sold, which is 1,490. That equals up to 8,530 total. Now going to M. Back to the same process here. 120 plus 1080 plus, which is D, section D, which was here, which is 40, plus 1,040 plus C, which was the 2,390 plus 1,230 plus 1,350 plus F, which was the 120 plus 1,230 equals 8,600. So we're seeing something a little different here. So just off a little bit, so we're trying to figure out. We'll try looking for that item. Okay. Now going to O. O is as following here. So 700 plus G, which we found to be either 712 or 120 or 770. I'm going to try 770 just to test it out. Plus 290 plus 7,410 plus, which was H, we found here to be freight, which is 640, plus 8050 plus cost of goods available, which is 8750 plus 1,150 plus 7,600. It looks like we have total on this one to be a little too high. I'm not sure if that's correct, but yeah, it seems too high. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. Alright, and for that S section, we figured out the first inventory was 5,000. So plus 5,000 plus 43590 plus decay, which was 13,000 plus 42,290 plus 2,240 plus J, which was the 44530 plus 6,230 plus 43,300, which is 18,000. 88480. So I'm trying to figure if I'm not sure exactly if we were supposed to add them all up, but just figuring out each one. I believe that was it. My apologies for that. So I think it'd just be best to ignore these numbers since they don't matter in the end. All it has to be is just filling each number out to make sure that it's the correct one. So I do apologize on that there. But yeah, I think that's all we could do for now. It's just having all these filled out, which I already did for here. So that would be a wrap up of my tutorial, and thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful for you all. If not, I do apologize due to my limitations of trying to understand these type of accounting skills. So thank you very much. Bye bye.